So you can start by applying some oil in your palms and then rub your palms together. We will start to spread the oil, starting with the sole, gliding up, covering the whole leg. Make sure you added enough oil to your hands. And repeat this effleurage movement 2 to 3 times, or until you have enough oil spread onto the leg. Next, starting at the bottom of the leg, so from the ankle area, we will perform a kneading movement using your thumb and your index finger. Think about kneading a bread. So start from the ankle, grab the muscle in between your thumb and index finger, and start kneading. Alternate your hands. When you reach the back of the knee, make sure you ease off the pressure there because it's quite a sensitive area. And as you reach the back of the upper leg, you can increase the pressure again. That's quite a large muscle, and it's good to use a firm pressure there. To come back down, glide your hands to the side of the leg. And then repeat the same movement one more time. Again, ease off the pressure when you reach the back of the knee. And then get heavier as you reach the back of the upper leg. Gliding down to the side of the leg. Our next movement is called ringing. You want to place your hands flat on the leg, starting at the bottom of the leg, and your hands will perform an opposite movement, ringing around. As you reach the back of the knee, again you want to ease off the pressure, and then you can get heavier as you reach the back of the upper leg. Carry on the way back with the same movement. Next, you're going to make a fist. Make sure your thumb is out, don't tuck it in like that. Always out, leading the direction. Make sure you protect your wrist with your other hand. Wrap your fingers around the wrist. You can use medium to firm pressure here. Always check with your partner, ask for feedback and readjust the pressure if necessary. Please ensure that your pressure here comes from your own body weight and not from your arm. Again, as you reach the back of the knee, make sure you ease off the pressure and then get heavier on the back of the upper leg. Gliding back down to the sides of the leg with an effleurage movement, and then repeat the same movement one more time. Always ease off the pressure at the back of the knee. You can then finish off the leg with a slow, deep and long effleurage. A couple of times to finish off. We have now finished the back of the leg, so I can cover up, and we will move on to the foot, so you can leave the foot uncovered. If you need to reapply some oil, you can do at this point. First add a couple of drops to your palms, rub your hands together, and then reapply to the sole of the foot. We're going to start by making a fist again, using the flatter part of the knuckles. Make sure you protect your wrist with your other hand, and then gliding down, starting from the heel, going towards the toes. Back up again and repeat one more time. Next, using your thumbs, perform small circles starting at the heel, circling down towards the toes. Glide up and repeat one more time. For your next one, you want to support the foot under, so place your fingers under the foot. And then using your thumbs, we're going to create a gliding movement. My thumbs will go in and out. In, out. In towards the center, out towards the sides. Starting from the heel, going down to the toes, and then going back up with the same movement. And you can repeat this one more time. Stay in the same position, your fingers are still under the foot. Using your thumbs, perform a gliding movement this time. Is a continuous movement from the heel to the toes, alternating your thumbs. Then you can finish off with an effleurage and cover up. So once you finish one leg, you will move to the other side, repeat the same sequence onto the other leg. The same routine that you've just learned on the back of the leg will also apply to the front of the leg. The exception will be the fist movement, because you cannot perform that to the lower leg because of the tibialis bone that runs through the front of the lower leg. But you can use this movement on the front of the upper leg because you have the large muscle there, and it will be quite beneficial. So first of all, you're going to warm up. I'm going to apply a few drops of oil to my palms, rub my hands together, for a few seconds just to bring some heat to my palms. And then I want to introduce my energy. So I will place one hand on the lower back and one hand on the upper back. The hands correspond to the sacral chakra on the lower back and the heart chakra on the upper back. We'll keep them there for a few seconds. You can also work off the body, so you can just hover over like this. My personal preference is to be in contact with the body. You will then maintain contact with the body with one hand and get some more oil into your palms. And get ready to spread the oil onto the back. So again, just rub your hands together for a few seconds and then place both hands on the lower back. Notice how my hands are on each side of the spine. please ensure that you never work over the spine because that can be quite dangerous. So your fingers should be on each side of the spine. Start by spreading the oil using a gliding movement from the lower back towards the upper back. In massage, we call this movement effleurage. Go up and then come back down. We'll repeat this movement as many times as necessary to spread enough oil onto the back. Next, we will start to warm up the back. So I'll perform a 3-point effleurage, which is like a breaststroke movement. We'll do that in 3 points. One is at the lower back, second is mid-back, third is upper back. So starting from the lower back, start with your first point, move your hands up and then to the side. This is your first point, moving on to your second point. It's almost like performing a heart shape. Gliding back down and repeat that one more time. Heart shape to the lower back, heart shape to the mid back, and heart shape for the third point. Go around the shoulders and glide back down. Next, we're going to work around the sacral bone. Using your thumbs, perform a circular movement around the sacral bone. You can use medium to firm pressure here. Start at the bottom of the sacral bone and circle your way up towards the spine. Again, ensure you don't work over the spine, so stop just before and then circle back down. Repeat this a few times. Working in this area is quite good for the people that are sitting down for long hours. Next, we will perform the ringing movement similar to how we perform that on the back of the legs. So place your hands flat on the back, starting from the lower back. Start on the side opposite to you. Your hands will glide in opposite directions. Make sure you have enough oil. Starting from the lower back, working your way up. Go around the shoulder, gliding your hands in opposite directions, and come back down with the same movement. Repeat this one more time before you move on to the other side. Transfer onto the other side and repeat the same movement twice. Notice this will feel more like a pushing movement compared to the other side where it was more like a grabbing. Again, make sure you have enough oil, because if you don't have enough, then you can cause friction to the skin, or you can pinch the skin when your hands come past each other. Next, working around the shoulder area. I'm going to place one hand on top of the other. We call this reinforced hands in massage. Performing a circular movement around the shoulder area. Again, make sure you don't work over the spine, just work around the shoulder blade, just to warm up the area. We'll do this a few times on one side and then move to the other side and repeat the same movement. Stroking around the shoulder, coming up towards the neck. You can use medium to light pressure here. From here we're going to carry on warming up. Place your hands flat, still working on the upper back. We will perform a friction movement. Make sure you use light pressure here. And quickly move your hands in opposite directions over the skin. You will start feeling heat onto your hands. Do one side and then move to the other side. This is a great way of warming up the muscles before performing any deeper work. From here, we'll perform the same kneading movement that we performed on the legs. In between thumb and fingers, grab the muscle and knead, using alternate hands. That's the trapezius muscle there, so grab the muscle in between your thumb and fingers and knead. Knead for about 30 seconds on each side, starting from the outside of the shoulder and then moving towards the neck. Move to the other side. Again, start from the outside of the shoulder towards the neck and then back out and repeat. Next, we're going to massage the neck, squeezing the neck with one hand, using your thumb on one side and your fingers on the other side. One thumb on the side, fingers to the other side, squeezing and kneading. You can change hands, so if you feel that your hand gets tired, you can change to the other hand. And you can perform this movement for about 30 seconds. Gliding back down. We're ready to finish off the back. So finish off with the same effleurage movements that we started with, deep and long effleurage movements a couple of times. Remember, hands should be placed on each side of the spine and not over the spine. We're now ready to cover up the back and turn the partner over. Okay, so I've added some oil to the hands, rub my hands together, and then I'm ready to apply the oil to the arm. We're going to start with the same effleurage movement. Make sure you include a hand as well, and then go up and spread the oil to the whole of the arm. Repeat this as many times as necessary to ensure that you have enough oil on the arm. We're now going to perform the kneading movement using the thumb and index finger. Knead starting from the lower arm, so at the wrist, moving your way up into the shoulder area, and then glide back down to the side of the arms and repeat one more time. We'll then move on to the ringing movement, starting from the wrist again, up to the shoulder, and then back down to the wrist. Finish off the arm with the effleurage movements. Perform a couple of effleurages. And we are now ready to do the hand. Hold your partner's hand with one of your hands under and one on top and start effleuraging the hand. You should already have enough oil, but if you find that it got dry, you can always reapply a bit more. Effleurage a few times on top and then grab the hand from each side. Your fingers are supporting under. And using your thumbs, glide up in each groove using alternate thumbs. Going towards the thumb and then coming back to the little finger. Next, support the wrist with your one hand and then interlace fingers with your other hand and perform a wrist rotation a few times in each direction, 3 to 5 times. And then finish off with effleurage, just like we started. We're now ready to cover up and move on to perform the same movement onto the other arm. So we are now ready to move on to the chest area, neck, head and face. So I've applied some oil to my palms already. And I'm going to start by effleuraging the chest. Start from the sternum, going across and out to the shoulders, around the shoulders, and then to the back of the neck. Come back and perform this one more time. We will then gently bring the head to one side. I'm supporting the head with one hand on top and using my other hand, gently gliding from the base of the head down the neck towards the shoulder. I'm going to gently push on the shoulder, come around, and then to the back of the neck. Repeat one more time. Gently glide down, gentle push to the shoulder and back up. Bring the head back to the center and then turn to the other side. Again, support the head with one hand. Using your other hand, glide down from the base of the head on the neck, shoulder, around the shoulder and to the back of the neck. And repeat one more time. Bring the head back to the center very gently. From here, you can go into a scalp massage. Use the tips of your fingers to massage the scalp. Cover the whole of the head, the crown of the head, the sides, and the back of the head. Perform this for about 30 seconds or a bit longer if you find that your partners like this. We're now ready to finish off, so rub your hands for a few seconds to bring some heat to the palms, and then gently place your hands over your partner's face. Make sure you don't cover up the nose, allow them to breathe. Allow them to absorb that heat for a few seconds. From there, finish off by cupping your hands over the ears.